Okay, this is a video on using your calculator to enter a data set and then find all measures essential tendency and standard deviation quickly without having to work any of that out by hand. What we could start with is going to stat right here next to the X and next to that left arrow key, and then selecting edit. So what this is the ability to enter information into a list. You see that we've already got information in our list. So I'm going to go up and highlight L1 and hit clear and then hit enter. And that clears out anything that was already in my list. And now all you do to enter your data in the list is just each individual piece of data. You type it in and then hit enter and it goes to the next entry point. So I'm just going to put some data in. Okay, so I just made 9 entries there of just some numbers that are kind of all over the place. And we've got our data set entered. So now I'm going to go back to stat, go over to calc, short for calculate, and the very top one var stat stands for one variable stats. Select that. Now, what you have in parentheses is the option to enter whatever list you've filled this out, because in your stat you can edit multiple lists all at the same time. So all you would do is just select the list that you want. If you look at your number pad here in the top left corner of each of these, you can see L1, L2, L3, so on. And that's the list that you're talking about. So we put our information in the first list. So we're just going to go second L1, and then we'll close out the parentheses. And you'll hit enter. And what you've got there is a list of all of this information that you wanted. So X with that bar above it, that very first number, that's your mean. That's your average of the data set. If you go down just a little bit, you can see that circle with the tail on it. That's sigma next to X. That's your standard deviation. N represents the number of pieces of data, and there were 9. Over in the second column, you see min X, so that's your minimum. And then you see at the bottom of that max X, that's your maximum value, so it's already got that for you. Q1, median, and Q3. So the median, that's the middle number of your data set, so you didn't even have to put it in number. It went ahead and put it in order from the smallest to the largest for you and found the median for you. That number smack in the middle. Keep in mind that's also Q2. So then you're thinking about Q as far as the quartiles. Q1 is the median of the lower quartile. So it's the median of the lower half of your data. And Q3 is the median of the upper quartile or the upper half of your data. And you could get that information very quickly without having to do that by hand. This is something that's going to really save you a lot of time for finding the mean, finding the median, finding your quartiles, making a box and whisker plot, finding the interquartile range, which would be the difference between Q3 and Q1, and finding the standard deviation.